right, y'all. Hey, this is Life of Logos. We're wrapping up another good day.
Another one.
Man, I'm killing this stuff.
Sun going down is beautiful.
Yeah.
You can see our shadows.
Yeah. Well, let me bring this light a little bit closer. This is part of what we do. We record and telling y'all stuff. We want to make sure you look the best. There you go.
Make sure we all look like skin in here.
Yeah, true.
But
true.
blowing.
Ken, literally. Not Ken, but Ken with an I.
Yeah, kinfolk.
Yeah.
See what we did there.
We're gonna talk about one story. This is one actually I'm very proud of. This is one this story came to me. I was laying in bed. I woke up.
As one does. Woke up.
And I was like, write the story. You know the feelings, right? I had the whole story hit me at once. Boom.
Yeah.
It was like, write the story.
Yeah.
And I got mixed emotions about the story.
Okay.
In the best of ways. But I'm only saying that to add attention to the story because we're going to talk about something else for a second.
All right.
We're going to talk
before we get into the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have to talk about business stuff because what we're doing is both business and storytelling. It's the business of storytelling. I work oftentimes with ghostwriters. So I have the ghostwriting team with Affinity Ghostwriting, which we'll give you a review of later, and Brooklyn Ghostwriting. And one of my people from Brooklyn Ghostwriting calls me.
Real quick, have you considered OVO ghostwriting? Who Drake uses?
Oh, no, the other vaginal option.
I ain't gonna do them like that.
I don't know.
Drake, you can sponsor us right here, man. It's right here.
I don't know about that one. If he's not like us, he might not be like us. I play a lot of chords. Anyway, so this company.
I'm leaving it alone.
This company.
The album.
Yeah. Hey, if it's got a hook, you can be singing around the house. I'm with it. We were talking, and we were discussing potential business collaborations. Actually, so we're in the business of storytelling, which ends up being more than just, hey, these are our stories, and we're going to pitch them. We're going to sell those out to studios, different people of sort. But how do we go from this for pitching stuff to bringing other people in? And we end up having a brainstorming session. And part of that was creating a website where other people can post their content as well. So like, hey, we can make all of these stories and we can post them online. And then because Amazon won't allow people who are 18 years and younger to post.
Okay.
So there's a whole market for people who are trying to post books.
Yeah.
Like underage writers. And you can do stuff, give them scholarships, help them out in order to be able to post their content. And then you'd have a market. The other thing they said was to create a podcast and open up the option where we can help people edit their books. So they could come to us and be like, hey, we want to edit this book. You can bring it to us. We can send it to them. They'll do all of the editing and stuff, and then we get it done. Oh. So there's possibility there. But the thing that I think will be the near-term target is what we talked about with the recording studio for podcasts. Business is dynamic, right?
Man, to say the least.
And the thing about coming out of the military and going to something like business, Phil Knight described business as war without bullets. Right, so you're constantly adapting. We might consider opening a podcast studio in the South Bay area and then using it and then essentially leveraging it out so that we can be making money off of that while we're building this.
Right.
So we got options, but just to think, as creative thinking goes, dynamic thinking goes, and strategic thinking goes, there's options just to consider.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, we have people rooting for us, which is interesting.
Yeah, already.
Yeah, we have people rooting for us already. Yeah. And the people who are going to help us get to where we need to go. So the path is there.
Yeah.
There are people who are going to meet along the way who are willing to help to build this into something that's big.
And if that's you, viewer, you listener, pull up. Hey, we need help. Good help. Come through, man. We would love to work with you and collaborate if you have ideas and if you have things to add to the podcast, to the show, to the business idea and venture. So again, we'll tell you where to reach us at the end of the video. So yeah, it's in the outro that we have.
We'll figure it out. We do have an email address. You can email us. And you can always contact us actually through YouTube. So we'll be sure that. The thing of it is that we are ambitious, really, in a lot of ways. And things are opening up. So that in the future, we have things to step off from here.
Right.
So we're going to continue to make content.
No, we're going to quit, man, because we hate it. We hate telling stories. We hate, this is a facade.
Right.
No, I'm playing. We'll probably do this forever.
Yeah. This is kind of dope.
This is a good time.
Yeah. It's good talking about stuff.
Yeah.
But back to the story. I came up with the story. Now, the thing is, the truth of it is, I didn't come up with the story. I didn't come up with the story at all.
What?
It just downloaded into my brain.
What?
It was like, because truthfully, every story is a bit of another story, and this story is a big story. Now, forgive me, I'm giving you the author's notes. Last time I gave you an outline, which means I sent it to somebody, and they essentially wrote out how they're going to break it down.
Okay.
This is the document that I sent to them beforehand, which just lays out the points. This happens, then this happens. In my opinion, it's a little bit more fluid.
Yeah. Okay.
So
let's get into it then.
Yeah.
See what you got.
I struggled with the title.
Okay. So what's the title?
I ended up going with The Lover of Joshua Christenson.
It's better than The Load.
It's better. Ain't nobody taking no load, dog.
I'm just saying, it's better than The Load. Yeah, that's good.
Let's get into it. Opening image. So, I'm going to roll this back. There are 5-ish characters. There's really 3. 4, kind of. 4, 5. 4, 5. The story focuses on the main character, whose name is Ruth Friedman.
Ruth Friedman.
Right. Ruth Friedman, we're going to see. She's the protagonist. What she wants, she's an interesting character. She's a nymphomaniac. We'll start there.
Her lust.
Yeah, all over the thing. But she's also highly involved in her community.
I bet she is.
She wants to be at all the community events. She wants to give back.
I bet she is. Giving back. She's throwing back.
Oh my goodness. All sorts of services. Ruth Friedman.
Let it free, all right.
Oh my goodness.
She freeing them.
Oh, she's freeing a lot of things, I'm sure. She
Freeman, more like anyway.
She lives with her mother, Maura Friedman.
Is she more of a Friedman?
Oh, this is getting worse. Her name is Maura Friedman. We're not changing the names. I stepped in it up to the ankle, but we're sticking names. Mom's name is Maura. Baby's name is Ruth.
Okay, right. Both of them freaks. Mama old freak. Mama was throwing ass back in the 70s.
Oh my goodness.
What she?
Yeah, she might be. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't give more a backstory.
Oh,
I only get, no. We see a little bit of her backstory, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Does everybody get to see her backstory and front story too?
Goodness, no. Only Friedmans. It's a family affair.
Oh, yes.
Hey, listen, caught it on the hub. Anyway, their love interest is Joshua Christenson.
Sounds like a good Christian guy to me.
He's Christenson. I mean, he has to be a Christian guy.
Christenson.
They meet in high school, and he ends up coming back to essentially come get her, right? Because he loves her. He loves her all through. His dad is Joseph Christenson.
Okay.
Right? So Joseph Christenson has Joshua Christenson. Maura Friedman has Ruth Friedman. There's another character named Alex Brutus. Alexander Brutus.
I can see where that may be going.
Yeah. He is the foil of Joshua Christenson.
Yeah.
We don't really see a lot of Joseph. We do see Maura occasionally through.
Okay.
So let's get right into it. Our opening image. Joseph and Maura are chaperoning a high school homecoming dance. Mm-hmm. They're observing Josh and Ruth going on joking about the same blood type and making stupid teenage jokes about how she could be a vampire and suck his blood. But
she gonna suck something? Continue.
She's a nymphomaniac. That's part of her character. They go on laughing and dancing at the dance.
Sucking is part of her character. Hey, sucking is part of her character. So,
I mean, hey, she likes what she likes.
Goodness.
Oh, Lord.
For real.
They go off laughing and dancing, and Joseph and Maura know that Josh and Ruth's natural connection.
Okay.
Joshua tells Ruth at the dance that he loves her and he wants her to be his girlfriend.
Oh, love that. True.
They don't do that, dude.
Oh,
listen, I know it's
you said she was a lusty little nymphomaniac.
She doesn't know yet.
She said she was a dirty little whore.
She's in high school.
Oh, what?
Lord Jesus, it's not high school.
I went to high school, and I'm sure you did too.
No, I didn't high school like that.
I didn't either.
No, I was listening.
Randy, if you're listening, that was fine. I mean, I ain't do nothing crazy.
Not in high school. I was kissing a lot of girls. Yeah. In the same days.
Dang, bro.
Nah, listen, hey, that's not as bad. I know which lips I was kissing.
Jeez.
Anyway.
Jeez. I was holding hands and writing notes.
Yo, one time. True story. Forgive me. I know this is going to go on the air. I wrote 2 poems for 2 different girls on Valentine's Day, and I gave them both of them. And they both knew.
That's crazy.
And it worked out dope. And I ended up dating that one of the girls and took her to prom.
Yeah.
I hope she's doing well. I really do. She changed my life. It's more impressive. And then I went out to college, did a year at the prep school. Freshman year in college, I ended up dating the other girl. And I broke up with her on Valentine's Day.
I thought I was cold-hearted this week. You did what?
And she came back a couple times, too.
Came, call him.
No, I'm saying, hey, I turned her into a freedman. Anyway.
Wow.
Stated.
Wow.
Ruth comes home one day to see a strange woman and two children waiting in her living room. Her mom is yelling at her dad in the kitchen. That night, when Ruth goes to bed, Maura comes in to explain that her father had another family and that he would be leaving the home soon. Maura tells Ruth, theme stated, to find someone who truly loves her.
Okay.
Set up. So Ruth goes to college at USC and meets Alex Brutus. He takes her virginity, starting the fire there,
Clap.
and introduces her to the lifestyle, meaning sex parties, set sport community in Los Angeles.
You don't see nothing wrong with a little free man, All right, cool.
Ruth decided that she wanted to be involved with her community before she left, and she takes up organizing events after college during the day.
She was organizing.
Oh my goodness. Ruth takes up work as a dominatrix during college. It's gonna get dark. It's good.
What?
It's gonna get dark. Hey, listen, you can do both.
The cut. We're pretty good at transitions around here. There was no transition.
This is the notes.
There was no transition.
We saved the transitions for the story. This is the notes.
Ain't a piece of segue in there.
Nah. Yes. The sun came up. She went to the community event. The sun went down, and she gave a community event. Wow. Anyway, she works as a domination in college because you need money. We talked about giving blood, man.
I had 2 jobs in undergrad.
Goodness gracious.
Let me tell you something. Tell you what I didn't do. I was not. Anyway.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. She's offered house calls where she punishes and teases men. Crucial part of her character. Several years pass, and one day, while in the middle of a session with a client, Ruth gets a bloody nose and faints. She takes herself. She doesn't see a doctor, but she does have health because she doesn't have health insurance.
Was it the asphyxiation?
No. She's the dominatrix. She's not getting choked.
I guess.
Yeah. She's doing the choking.
She was what I mean. You gotta loosen the belt.
Oh my goodness. But she doesn't have health insurance, as most sex workers don't have health insurance. Later, Joshua decides to return to Los Angeles.
So she needed health insurance for a bloody nose.
She passed out. She doesn't go see the doctor. We know something's wrong.
Wake up. First of all, and then she had health insurance.
She's a sex worker.
She's a student.
No. This is several years later.
Oh, okay.
Several years have passed. She's like mid to late 20s. Okay. She's
time has passed. What does she have a degree in? That's telling too.
I didn't think about that detail.
Because I love to know that one. I got about 4 options. I ain't gonna say them. Don't look at me like that. But you know who?
Anatomy and physiology.
Nah. They got a background in it, but they ain't got a degree. But yeah, I digress.
All right. Health and Human Studies. Anyway, Joshua returns to Los Angeles after getting a doctorate in hematology.
Oh,
yeah, he did that because he wants to support his community. He wants to support his community, so he's opening an oncology clinic in Torrance.
Oh, of course.
Yep.
What he needs is a phlebotomist, though.
Oh my goodness. Catalyst. So Ruth is spending a night at the Swingers Club in Hollywood.
Jeez.
Yeah. When she arrives at home the next morning, her mother tells her that she got a letter from Joshua Christenson.
Mm.
Maura, the mother, tells her that she should reach out to him. Ruth receives a call from Alex Brutus, the man who took her virginity and put her in a lifestyle, regarding a job with one of his boys. She decides not to meet Joshua and goes to see the other guys. This is a break into 2. We're going to see a different world now. Ruth goes to a studio in downtown Hollywood. Alex takes her to a back room and films her having sex with another man.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She just want to be a free man.
It's a cold world, man. It's a cold world.
Dang.
But switching out, there's a gala being held to sponsor the oncology research.
Okay.
Ruth and Joshua both happen to meet there by chance. He explains that he's an oncologist with a focus on hematology. Cool. And there's a reporter there who comes to interview Joshua. Joshua introduces Ruth as a longtime friend and his inspiration. Because he loves her. Ruth and Joshua go out one day to catch up. She's fascinated by him and asks how he can be single. And he responds to her saying that the other women simply aren't. He doesn't know. By the way, he doesn't know about her
nasty habits.
Goings ons. Ruth does a scene as a dominatrix, and then she remembers loving the role of being the dominatrix. So she decides to do that work on and off screen. Ruth goes up to meet with Joshua after a date and suggests a vampire-themed holiday for her blood drive for Halloween.
Okay. I see this crescendo in.
Oh, I guess we get there.
Naturally the way.
Anyway, Ruth returns to the studio and performs a scene where she dominates and has sex with a woman.
Jeez.
After the scene, Ruth catches that same woman using drugs. Ruth and Joshua participate in the blood drive, and she notices that she has a real connection with him. She admires him and misses him.
Okay.
Alex, bad guy, calls Ruth into the studio to perform a scene with multiple parties. During the scene, she can't help but think about Joshua. Afterwards, Ruth takes the drugs to get over the shame.
Doing that Molly. She's tearing it up in there. She's out of her mind.
You're right.
Is it? Okay.
You're right. Anyway,
it's a Diddy party at this point.
Oh my goodness.
She's ready for whatever. Which is bad, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we don't. Anyway, so Joshua.
That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
But that's what she's doing.
There's a midpoint where Joshua invites her over for dinner. When she arrives, he asks her to be his girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah, call back to high school. She playfully pushes him away and doesn't answer. Then she goes to the bathroom and comes back naked.
Oh my goodness.
Joshua reacts negatively, leaving Ruth feeling rejected. They end up fighting, and then she passes out again. Bad guys close in. Ruth wakes up in the hospital and learns that she has a rare form of leukemia, which will require her to undergo chemotherapy and blood donations. Ruth joins Alex, bad guy, as his personal dominatrix, and they work together to be prominent players of the sex work and drug trafficking scenes in underground Los Angeles. Josh reaches out to Ruth. When Maura, her mother, picks up the phone, she mentions the illness and expresses her concern about how Ruth is going to pay for her procedure since Ruth does not have health insurance.
Okay.
She's a sex worker. Alex, the bad guy, lets Ruth go into his drug trafficking business. Now, Ruth regularly takes the drugs and she is doing sex work on Alex's behalf as he has become her pimp.
I was about to say, this got Iceberg Slim right all over it.
All over it.
Ah. I heard it.
Yeah. Ruth helps Alex by recruiting more women into the sex work.
Damn.
Bottom bitch over here. Ruth calls Joshua.
Red pimp.
Oh, red pimp. Hey, I know the whole thing. The wire hanger, all of it. I got a lot to say about that, though.
You said the wire.
Hey, listen.
No, run that back.
Hey. That's savage. That's savage. This man is another podcast. We talk about capitalism. Yo, he's right, though. He knows what he's doing. I'm not playing the game. I grow my own vegetables.
I grow my own as well. I'm growing my own.
Man,
it's essential.
You better get that. My tomatoes taste delicious. They taste good, though. You ever tell the tomato straight out the vine? You like tomatoes?
See, it's the way you said it before, and then you like tomatoes.
There's some tomatoes right there.
But they are fresh.
Tomatoes off the vine change your life.
I need to redden. I got like
they take a long time.
I'm like, I should probably take them off the vine. Let them ripen
on the vine. Yeah. It takes a long time, though. You just got to give them the time. Those ones we are way off topic. Those red ones right there sat there for a month.
Oh, dang.
Where were we?
Iceberg Slim.
Yeah, so Ruth is bringing more women into sex work. Ruth calls Joshua to meet up, and tells him that there are some things that he does not know about her, and that she can no longer see him. He responds thinking that she means the sickness. I know what's going on, and I don't care. Because he loves her. Joshua then goes to the hospital to check on Ruth's record. He finds out that she's behind on the payment, and the few payments that she's made have all been in cash. The doctor has requested a drug rehab for her, but she rejected it. And he wonders why she needs drug rehab. But he decides to pay the entire hospital bill. An oncologist with a specialist in hematology, he's making that money. Anyway.
It's less of a sacrifice, though. He got it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's scrubbing floors. It's not like he's cutting grass.
That's true.
But true. Yeah. You still got to do it.
He's not the
house for or something.
No, well, he doesn't actually change. His character doesn't change at all. And neither does Alex's.
Just to show.
But they're both pharmacists. And they both deal with the human body. They're opposites.
Okay. One heals, one hurts.
You can say that.
All right.
Joshua pays the entire bill in full. Joshua then goes to Ruth's house, and as she is leaving for the studio, he tries to talk to her. She's getting into the car, and he's interrupted by the driver. The driver gets out of the car and tries to push Joshua off. He ends up punching Joshua, but Joshua stands up and beats the dude. After fighting him off, Ruth cuts in and tells him to stay out of this. She blows him off, yelling that he could never love her and no one ever could. She screams at him and then leaves with the driver. Ruth is having a hard time functioning without the drugs. She doesn't see her mother anymore. She's got plenty of money, as one would. She orders that some of the men go grab some women from the local homeless shelter because they need more bodies for the business.
Damn.
Yeah. So Ruth is having dinner with Alex, and someone enters with news. She whispers to Alex and then walks out of the room. Alex grabs a knife, and then there's some commotion outside. Ruth goes out to see to confront someone who tried to steal their money. There were two of them. One escaped with the cash, and Ruth takes the knife and cuts the man's throat. So now they're broke, and he just killed somebody.
He needs some bail money.
Yeah. Anyway, fast forward. She decides to switch lives again. There's a community event where Ruth goes to maintain her image. She runs into the reporter from earlier.
Okay.
And he insinuates that Ruth is living a secret life. She pushes him away, continuing the event. Ruth gets up to speak, but while she's on the podium, she passes out again. Alex rushes her to the hospital and finds out that she needs a bone marrow donation within the next week or she's going to die.
But they already talked about blood types when they were kids. Okay.
Comes back into the story.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Yeah. At that point, Alex bails. Okay. Ruth is now sitting in the hospital with her mother, and Joshua comes to visit. She tells him how she's been caught in the lifestyle involving drugs, and killing, and sex work, and being other people, and now she can't get out, and she fears that she's going to die a harlot, and while she's crying.
Damn.
He holds her hand as she cries, and she asks him why he's still here, and he replies that he cannot stop loving. Stay with it. Third act, gather the team. So Ruth leaves the hospital and receives the bill. After she can't pay it, she goes to Alex to find out if there's a way that they can get more money. So they execute the plan.
Okay.
Ruth and Alex go out to move a large package of drugs. Joshua follows behind silently, and so does the recruiter who set a trap to catch her.
Oh.
Hightower surprise. So they find out that the reporter is there, and he runs away. Ruth panics and knows that she's going to be found out. She snaps at Alex, saying she's going to turn on him and that he doesn't want to go to jail. So he pulls the gun on her and shoots. Joshua jumps in the way just at the time and takes the bullet in his side. Alex runs away. Dig deep. While holding dying Joshua, Ruth decides that she doesn't want to do anything more with his life. She runs to get help, but she passes out on the way, which is her character arc. Third act. Ruth wakes up in the hospital again, and the nurse comes in to tell her that her husband has been taking care of everything. After mentioning that she wasn't married, the nurse explains that Mr. Joshua Christenson has been giving blood and bone marrow, and he's the reason she's still alive.
Jesus.
The final image.
No, Jesus.
Now I'm going to finish this. I'm going to get the final image.
Saved by his blood.
Yeah. There's a funeral for Joshua, and afterwards, the Reverend asks Ruth to join him in the reading of the will. He has named her as the beneficiary of his entire estate, with a note saying that I know that you can show the world the love, and she turns her life around and lives for his legacy.
And she went and sinned no more.
That's exactly the point. The dude's name is Joshua Christenson, which Joshua and Jesus is the same name.
Right.
Jesus, right. He's Jesus Christ's son.
Yeah.
I see what you did. Ruth is the redeemed one from the Bible. And then freedman, like you are a freed person. Ruth Freedman.
Which is us. We're all dirty little dominatrixes. Until we come to Christ. And then Christ is like, hey, man, places out there. You just got to go out there and grab it. But again, go out there and sin no more. And be out there and be,
Hoeing.
Yeah,
hoes in different areas.
Can't be Stanley Yelnats out there with them hoes constant. You feel me?
Yeah.
Can't be out there. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad. Be out there still digging holes.
That's one of the best lines of the entire movie.
Oh my God. I think cinema history.
Yeah. Oh,
they got that
child.
You got an old man to say one line. No other lines. No other parts. And he turned around with all the conviction. Yes, dude. The fact that he started saying it this way and got to turn around and be like, shut up. Like, you can't coach that. Like, somebody say, hey, Grandpa, come here for real. Like, I need you to do this one scene.
It's not subtle. When you see it from the Christian lens, it's not so loud. Yeah. However, it's so dark that, like, hey, person who's in, like, hey, this is super dark.
Yeah.
Right, in that world. Because some people ain't going to go to church.
I ain't never been.
But they'll watch a movie that's dark as hell.
Yeah. 50 Shades of Tricking.
Goodness
50 Shades of Foot. Anyway.
She did it all. She killed the dude. She's trafficking other people. Yeah. She's doing the drugs. Passing the money. The whole thing.
Passing the pool.
Yeah.
Passing,
We're throwing back. We're doing community events.
She's playing a lot of pool.
Shoot. Swinging from a lot of bars. Ruth in the jungle. Watching out for that tree.
Some call her Baby Ruth in the streets because she's sweet like that. They got used to that new.
Nah. Anyways, this has been Life of Love Us, y'all. It's been a great day.
Sure has. And I'm Ken.
I'm calling. We'll catch you next time.
Catch you next time.
Hey.